Las Vegas is on fire! The Raiders may bring in a new quarterback. Brock Bowers is still out, and there's even a surprise addition to the defense. 3 bombshells in one fell swoop, and I got the inside scoop. Like and subscribe now, because what's happening with the Raiders, it's going to hurt now. Raiders fans, buckle up, because the quarterback situation in Las Vegas just got a whole lot more complicated. What was supposed to be a comeback story is becoming one of the biggest question marks of the season. Geno Smith, the man Pete Carroll trusted to bring calm and experience to the desert, is now at the center of a storm that could change the fate of the entire franchise. When the Raiders traded for Geno Smith this offseason, it seemed like a smart and solid move. Smith had a strong bond with Coach Carroll, knew the system, and brought leadership at a time desperate for stability. But a few weeks later, things aren't looking so promising. Smith has thrown 9 interceptions this season, more than any other player in the entire NFL. November. Every time he steps onto the field, fans hold their breath, waiting to see if it'll be a touchdown or another turnover. At nearly 35, Geno is no rookie, and that's what makes his career even more difficult to watch. He's been in the league for over a decade, has faced adversity before, and has come out stronger. But now, Raider Nation wonders, how long can Pete Carroll keep him before the locker room starts to lose faith? Behind Geno is Kenny Pickett, a young quarterback with potential, but without much confidence from the fans or the coaching staff. And this is where things get really interesting. There's another name floating around the league, one Carroll knows all too well, Russell Wilson. Yes, that same Russell Wilson, the former Seahawks star, now on the bench in New York. According to Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox, the Raiders could be the perfect choice for a trade. Why? Because Wilson is cheap. With a base salary of just $2 million, he's a low-risk signing for a desperate time to address the quarterback situation. He may not be the star he once was, but he's stable, experienced, and right now he seems like a bargain compared to the $10 million he's currently offering. Geno's $10.5 million. But let's be honest, would Russell Wilson really add anything? The truth is, it's hard to imagine him suddenly transforming this offense into a powerhouse. He may protect the ball better than Geno, but the spark, the explosiveness, the playmaking ability, all of that hasn't been there for Wilson for years. That's why some within the organization are quietly calling for something different. Give one of the young talents a chance, like Pickett or even Cam Miller. Let the kids play, see what they can do, because right now the Raiders have nothing to lose. As the debate over who should lead the Raiders offense continues, another concern has been keeping Coach Pete Carroll up at night, and it involves the team's top offensive tackle. Just when the Raiders lost track of their quarterback drama was bad enough, here comes the gut punch every fan has been dreading. The latest update on tight end Brock Bowers, the young star who was supposed to be the future of the Raiders offense, is anything but encouraging. And Raider Nation, it's time to face reality. Bowers may be out longer than anyone expected. Since that brutal knee surgery in Week 1 against the New England Patriots, Bowers hasn't been himself. You could tell the moment it happened, the awkward landing, the grimace, the silence that fell on the sidelines. And while everyone hopes it's a minor matter, week after week, the updates only add to the mystery. The Raiders did the right thing by benching him last week, but now things seem even more uncertain. On Thursday, Jesse Merrick of the Silver and Black Sports Network reported something fans didn't want to hear. Brock Bowers wasn't seen at practice. Again, Coach Pete Carroll called his recovery day-to-day, which coaches call a week-to-week upgrade, but come on, we all know what that really means. It means he's still hurting. It means a recovery might not be anytime soon. Sources close to the team say Bowers is dealing with a sprained medial collateral ligament, PCL, and a bone bruise, injuries that could take time to heal. ESPN's Adam Schefter even said doctors told him the only real way to recover is to rest, but that's the last thing Bowers wants to do. This guy is a real competitor. Sitting on the sidelines is torture for him. But here's the thing, if he keeps pushing, he could make things worse. And if it gets worse, this season could be over not just for him, but for the entire Raiders offense. Right now, the plan seems to be patience. He's missed 5 straight practices. The hope is that this downtime will help his knee fully recover before the Week 8 bye. Best case scenario, we'll see Bowers back in Week 7. Worst case scenario, he won't be back on the field until Week 9. And by then, who knows what the weather will be like. And make no mistake, Raider Nation, his absence has been felt. Without Bowers stretching the field, the offense looks flat. There's no spark, no matchup nightmare for defenses to fear. Geno Smith, struggling or not, lacks that much needed outlet. You can see the ripple effect in every play, in every third down, in every red zone play that simply falls apart. Pete Carroll, however, remains optimistic, at least publicly. We're taking it slow with him, he said. He's progressing. We're just being cautious. But behind the scenes, you can tell the Raiders are holding their breath. They know how much Bowers means to this franchise, not just as a player, but as a symbol of the future of time. Losing him long-term would be devastating. And if injuries are already complicating the offense, off the field, things are moving too. After turbulent weeks behind the scenes, the Raiders have just made another quiet addition, but one that could change the course force of the defense. While the headlines have been dominated by Geno Smith's struggles and Brock Bowers' injury, something big and very quiet happened in Las Vegas. And if you're a Raiders fan looking for a glimmer of hope in this troubled season, this might be it. The Raiders just signed former first-round draft pick Jamin Davis to their practice squad, a move that could quietly reshape the team's defense from the ground up. It's the kind of signing that doesn't make the front page of ESPN, but it could end up being one of the smartest and quietest signings of the year. Why? Because the Raiders aren't just adding another player, they're adding potential. Raw, versatile, and proven potential. Let's rewind a bit. This 2025 season hasn't been easy for the Silver and Black, not by a long shot. From roster instability to off-field drama, this season has seen its fair share of tough times. Christian Wilkins' sudden departure, Amari Cooper's surprise retirement, and Jacoby Myers' trade request. All of this happened before Week 1 even began. Time barely had time to breathe before the next headline broke. And yet, through it all, Coach Pete Carroll continued to preach one thing: faith. We're going to fight, he said repeatedly. We're going to build this the right way. But faith only gets you so far when your roster keeps taking hits. Just 2 days before the Week 5 matchup against the Colts, linebacker Jermaine Pratt wasn't even quick, and it wasn't because of an injury. So, no matter what, Pratt was cut. No details, no concrete explanation. Fans were stunned. The locker room was tense, and the defense suddenly had a glaring hole. That's when the Raiders made their move. In a swift response, they signed John Rattigan, a familiar face from Carroll's days in Seattle, to the active roster, and then added Jamin Davis to the practice squad. Davis, the 19th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, has bounced around from Washington to Minnesota to New York, but make no mistake, this guy can play. Over 4 seasons, he racked up 287 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and even forced a few fumbles. That's production. That's experience. And here's the thing. Davis isn't just another linebacker. He's versatile. He can play inside back, edge rusher, and even tight end in space. That flexibility is exactly what the Raiders defense needs right now. A unit that has struggled to find consistency, identity, and leadership. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham is confident he can turn untalented players into legitimate contributors. He did it in New York, he did it in Miami, and now Raider Nation hopes he can do it again in Las Vegas. Low risk, high reward, that's been the front office's philosophy all offseason, and this move fits that mold perfectly. Sure, Davis could start at practice, but don't be surprised if you see him play sooner rather than later. The Raiders' linebacker depth is slim after Pratt's release, and Davis brings the kind of potential you simply can't ignore. He has the frame, the athleticism, and, perhaps most importantly, something to prove. With Geno Smith struggling, Brock Bowers struggling, and a new first-round linebacker joining the mix, do you believe the Raiders still have what it takes to turn things around this season? Or is this just the beginning of another surgery in Las Vegas? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.